is I help him get a grip by usually putting a finger straight out like I'm pointing at somebody. I roll the pole so that way I can find the bend of the pole. I grip firmly that top hand, place the elbow, and right about there is where my bottom grip should be. You can also do about shoulder width. Alright? What I'm looking for is when I'm coming straight up, this wrist will turn ever so slightly, so now the bend that I just found is underneath, so that way when I'm going to the pit I'll get the right bend. If I don't find this, it'll bend awkward and I'll be left or right all the time. Unsafe. Alright? First handhold that I usually will work with people is to get as high up as high as you possibly can, and then you go about 2 feet. So 1, 2. And that's the first thing that I'll usually work on. The first drill that we do, actually the first one I really like to do is grab just about the waist, maybe a little bit above. We call this rowing the boat, where I like to go a little higher, where we're placing it in the grass and then pressing the knee. So if you're doing this correctly, I got a long pole, you should be able to just kind of rotate it. Since it's a long pole, I can't do it. You're just taking a step, drive the knee, taking a step, drive. Keeping that knee up. Once they have that down, then we take that 2-hand hold, or 2-foot hold. 1, 2, and then I have them do a drill. It's called the swing through drill. You might want to back up on this one because I'm going to go all the way into the pit. The goal of this one, stay as high as you possibly can, drive the knee, going through, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, right side of the pole, left side of the pole. High knees, just stretching straight up high. If that works and the athlete looks like they're stretching the whole way, next progression would be to have them drop onto a handhold. Do the same thing with, I call this walking off the back of the pit. My hand's wet. Here, we get into the pit, drive the knee, walk off the back of the pit. That would be the beginner first couple drills right there. We're making sure, just like the grass drill, that we're pressing that bottom arm, getting it straight here, because the next step that you're going to do is you're going to rock the hips onto the pole. You want to make sure that bottom hand is right at your hip. Let's go dry the pole off. Actually, I'm going to show you the overhead drill first.
Okay.
Alright. This next drill is called the overhead drill. Something that Olympic bronze medalist Jane Jansen did. It's called the overhead drill. It's getting you planting high. What you usually do is you have the athletes come on in. They're coming high. So getting that plant down. Progression with that high drill, walking off the back just like that plant down below. This is going to teach the athlete to make sure when they're planting, they're coming up high already, because they're already there, instead of like this.
Right.
And if it's high, when they're off to the side, they're going to trail to the right. When they're planting across their body, they'll trail to the left.
Okay.
So that helps fix that by going overhead. Next drill, I'm going to sweep up and I'll land on my butt in the pit. My goal of this one is to get the plant as close to vertical as possible before I sweep in and land on my butt.
So you're waiting to swing your legs?
Ready to swing the legs.
Okay.
Drive the knee, swing them up when it gets closer to vertical. When I do a full approach, it'll almost be delayed. I'll be hanging. Pole will get close to vertical, and then I sweep them to get the pole to go faster, so I get into the pit quicker. Next one, that one I almost did. I like to have them get their feet to the top of the pole by doing a sweep back just like that was. Feet right to the top of the pole, landing on their back.
Okay, so try and get the toes to the top of the pole and ride the pole.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, right there, as you notice, my elbow, where my plant was, I was upside down.
So what was your hand? What was your hand hold on that?
That was about 2.5 feet.
Okay.
So it's just a progression.
So 2.5 above your
Yeah.
tallest, your tallest.
Tallest grip.
Grip.
Every day, these are a good warm-up. So every day you should be programming your mind, muscle memory stuff, and so that way when you're moving up the pole to the top of the pole, you're already doing that stuff already. So that one, like I was saying, so you notice my elbow was on the outside,
Yeah.
but when we do this drill on the next one, I'm going to want to have my elbow on the inside. So if it's on the outside, I can't turn on the pole. The whole idea of pole vault, getting your hands up tall. When you're planting, you get them right to the hips, just like I did with my feet tall just there. And then we pop the hips at the top and turn on the pole. That's going to be the next progression, is popping the hips at the top.
Up to a 4-second clip.
Next one, I'm going to sweep the hips. I'm going to pop them ever so slightly at the top. When I went 15.6, I did 15.6 on a 14-foot pole. So I was able to get myself about 2 feet over the top of the bar, or the pole. So this is where popping the hips and pressing down on the pole, which will come with more advancement, that you can do. When Sergey Bubka went 20'8", he did it on a 16.5-foot pole. He had a 52-inch press at the top. Pressing the feet a little bit taller at the top, get a little bit more spring.
Hey, can you run that one more time?
Yep.
I want to get back.
Also visualizing a crossbar or a bungee up there. Get a slight turn on the pole.
All right.
Let's I want to show you a bungee drill.